All right, you good?
So I'm Alex Cervera, artist for Little Tracker, and I'm going to talk about like how to design environments for games with fixed camera perspectives. And I'm also with the stick salesman, and if any of you guys like concept art, probably have seen this guy in a lot of environment concepts. So he's gonna help me. Concept art for fixed camera. It can be fun, it can be even addictive, like the games that have this kind of cameras. It can be pretty and it can be messy. But what I like about it is that it leaves a lot of room for environmental storytelling with big things. Because usually you're far away, you can tell a story with, for example, the floor of the buildings or the walls. You don't need to. You can place little cues with little props, but for example, we have here a place that's for sending postcards, and the floor is a postcard. You can play a bit more with scale because you are always sure that the player will not be looking to the wrong place because you control more or less the camera. And also, you have to think about the differences between interiors and exteriors because exteriors are more straightforward, you see everything, but with interiors, you also have to take in account how will you hide or show the walls that need to be shown. For example, in this image, we have a room, but if we had the whole model of the walls, this guy is the player, and the walls will be covering the player. So you need to think about come to an understanding with the developers and the 3D artists in how will you approach this. For example, you can have, especially with Unreal Engine, you can have a lot of tricks to hide walls or make the walls transparent, make an outline for the character. But if you design stuff to not block the camera, you're like good to go, and it's less problematic. Like thinking more like if it was a stage for an opera, for example, the public always, the audience always sees the characters. And when you have only one camera angle, you can do all sorts of things to role play as the character. And sometimes the most simple way is just drawing a rectangle. Yeah, this guy with a stick, like simple things. You draw a rectangle and fill all the rest with black, and without needing to go to the engine or do any prototype inside Photoshop or Procreate or whatever, you can play the game just with your drawings. Yeah, super simple trick, but super useful to see how the player will discover everything if an important part of the level is out of reach, if, for example, a chest with a treasure is in a hidden place or it's very obvious. Just draw a rectangle and move your layers, and you're playing the game without any coding, without exporting files, very quick. And for example, you can do that in interiors, exteriors, whatever you want. And you also have all the nodes I recommend to add in the environment. You also see the notes. For example, we see here, when you enter this area, you still don't see the spyglass, but when you get to the center, you already see the spyglass. And about covering the character, if you... Hey! He doesn't want to be covered. If you don't want to cover the character, you have to add a lot of little details to make sure like all the walkable zones, all the non-walkable zones are well placed. For example, here we have bushes, we have this statue, we have the column that has fallen, but everything is placed so you always see the head of the player when you pass here. Another big thing for fixed camera are light and shadows, because if you place the light in the wrong direction, everything looks more flat. Your character looks like it's a sticker placed over the screen, but if you use diagonals like 45 degrees or 90 degrees, just right or left directions for the light, you will see all the simple or complex volumes will be more understandable. You will see this piece is covering this, the character is on the floor, this is in front of this. And for example, you can also like take advantage of the shadows to highlight important things. For example, we have an item here to pick up, and we have a clevis here. Because the sun is here, we have like a special shadow to remark that we have an item here. And also the shapes are more easy to understand. For example, we have like a round shape, but with the shadow we know if it's concave or convex. And another thing of the fixed cameras that I like is how even with simple levels you can place stuff outside to make everything grander. For example, here we have a simple path to traverse some sewers, but because the camera will be here, you can place super big stuff in the background and tell more about all this place. And you don't need to worry about collisions and stuff because it's all in the background. And another thing to take in account, special shaders. For example, in Animal Crossing, Nintendo does a very clever trick of bending the world a lot. So you have a very small town, but you see a bigger world because of the curvature. And you can also do that in Unreal in more ways even. So there's a lot of tricks to do with the fixed cameras to show more than you could think. Another things we can do to simplify all this is what I call the pixel art isometric, that it's just makes everything faster to draw because isometric perspective has like a specific degree, but in pixel art to make less jagged edges, you just reduce everything to the half, and you have a pretty good isometric, not exact, but that's the trick, and you can draw super fast if you just do full top down and then scale to the half. It works for complex shapes and for simple shapes. You can take it from there and then draw the rest of the environment. Another thing to have in account is notes. The more notes you add to your concepts, the less you have to draw, because sometimes just adding a couple words saves a lot of trouble. And if you have a decent handwriting, you will write fast and you will not lose the flow of drawing, like this guy. So you don't have to worry about layers or changing tools or whatever. You just keep using your pencil and your hand is warm. And another classic method, if you're tired of doing 3D modeling or drawing all day, you can do just like Hideo Kojima and drop some Legos on the table, and you will have the camera, the top-down camera, right with you. It also works pretty well. And now my time is done. Do you have any questions?
Hey, awesome. Yeah, thanks for that. Again, all 1,000 people are clapping for you. Let me just query any questions.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, buddy. That was awesome. Got that all. Time for you to go to bed. So thanks for hanging around. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex. Bye.
Bye.